What's up, guys? My name's Anthony and this is Crypto Ride, the YouTube channel that helps you navigate the ups and downs of cryptocurrency through news updates, technical analysis, and project review videos like the one you're watching right now. Today we're covering the Dusk Network by explaining the fundamentals of the project and showing you how Dusk plans to achieve their mission of becoming the privacy infrastructure of choice through digital securities. If you're passionate about cryptocurrency and want to learn more about quality projects like this one, consider joining our community by touching or clicking that subscribe button in the lower right corner of your screen. I'd also like to thank all our new and returning subscribers for tuning in. You guys are amazing and your support really helps the channel grow. With that being said, let's talk about the Dusk Network. So Dusk is technology for securities. Dusk streamlines the issuance of digital securities and automates trading compliance with the world's first programmable and confidential securities. So one thing I want to say right off the bat is there's a big focus on privacy and compliance. Dusk created this project with compliance in mind. They're going to eventually be able to be fully auditable and should be compliant with a lot of regulatory bodies that exist today. The other thing I want to mention is they are big on privacy. So if you're familiar with Monero or Ethereum, you can kind of think of this project as a combination between the two that was built specifically for security token offerings and digital securities. And also, if you look at the page here, you could sign up for their newsletter if you want to stay in the know about this project. But let's go on and let's just talk about what a security is. The term security is a fungible, negotiable financial instrument that holds some type of monetary value. It represents an ownership position in any publicly traded corporation via stock. So that's a very broad definition, and there are multiple types of securities, but you really need to understand what a security is. So some things I want you to know before we move forward about securities. They are fungible and tradable financial instruments used to raise capital in public and private markets. So there are primarily three types of security: equity, which provide ownership rights to holders; debt, which are essentially loans that are repaid with periodic payments; and hybrid, which combine aspects of debt and equity. And one type of debt security that I just want to mention too are bonds, because there's been a lot of talk about bonds in the news lately. But when you purchase a bond, basically the government is taking out a loan from you with the promise to pay you interest over time. All right, so that is technically a security as well. I think it's really important to note that public sales of securities can be regulated by the SEC. And I think it's key to remember that Dusk started with compliance in mind, as opposed to just building a blockchain project and then running into regulatory problems later on, as so many projects did in 2016, 2017, when the whole ICO boom happened. So that was really good, really forward thinking on the part of the Dusk Network. So now let's talk about digital securities. Digital securities is a collective name for electronically registered and transferable equity, debt, and assets that are issued and or traded using blockchain technology. So it's the same thing as a security, but just think of it as digitalized. And the beautiful thing about that is you can also offer fractional investing. So you can buy partial shares, just the same way you can buy Bitcoin in small increments, right? When I go on my E-Trade account and I have to buy a stock, I have to buy full shares, which could be an issue if it's a blue chip stock like Amazon.com and it costs $1,000 or more. And this is just a great quote here. Dusk Network was built to digitize regulated financial markets, built from the ground up to tackle that challenge at the deepest layer. Again, a lot of forward thinking that went into this. But let's talk a little bit about what a security token offering is. I found this article, and this is a great article, actually. I'll put a link to it in the description. As a matter of fact, I'll link to everything I talk about in the description. But this is from Hacker Noon. While ICOs, which are, of course, initial coin offerings, sell coins or utility tokens, things that could be potential of no worth, security tokens are backed by company assets like shares, earnings, voting power, or something else of value. Now, this is really important to understand and conceptualize. So when the ICO craze happened back in 2017 and 2018, people were buying tokens of these blockchain projects. But the utility of the token they were buying wasn't set in stone, and it wasn't guaranteed to have value. Security tokens, as it was bolded here, security tokens are backed by company assets like shares, earnings, voting power, or something else of value. So when you own shares of a security token, you have a lot more power and you have a lot more stake in the company. So it makes security tokens much more valuable. And if this is a little bit confusing to think about, I just want to give you a real world use case about the first company that created an STO through the Dusk Network. Now, this happened back in December 2018, and I believe Dusk has had other STOs created since then, but I just want to talk about this as an example. So it's the BWRE. Now here it says, it's been confirmed that a real estate fund in Malta has been in the works to tokenize their security and organize an STO with Dusk Network. In a simple scenario, if this real estate fund owns 100 properties and organizes an STO with the properties as backing and sells 500 out of 1,000 tokens, if you purchase 100, you'll technically own 10% of the fund and the properties. So this just goes to illustrate my point that you're actually owning stake in the company or project itself or stock itself when you're buying a digital security. Next, I want to talk to everybody a little bit about the price action of the Dusk Network. Right now, just trading under 19 cents, but it's been a wild ride for Dusk Network over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And quite frankly, that's the reason this project was on my radar, because I know a lot of people must be getting interested in it right now just due to seeing all that. So I want to cover it, give you an understanding of what this thing was, and then you can make the decision if you want to invest or not. I'm not a financial advisor. Me, myself, I'm not currently invested in Dusk Network, but it's something I'm considering. It seems like a really worthwhile project with a large goal. In fact, if I could just say one thing that's not potentially a negative, but I should actually bring to light here, Dusk has a really large scale goal. A goal that, if fulfilled, it could be a multi-billion-dollar project. And right now, with a market cap, as you can see, of $14 million, of course, that would be an exponential gain that would potentially change your life for the better if you were to buy it right now in 2019. But there's no guarantee that'll happen, and a lot of projects, even if they are listed on Binance, will not survive this coming bull market. If you've been paying attention to the news, it's been all about Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, BNB had a big year, Chainlink's having a big year, and I'm a big proponent. I own both of those projects, and check out some of my Chainlink videos if you're interested in Chainlink too. But when projects like Dusk come out and they have these lofty, ambitious goals, you have to ask yourself the question, is it possible for this project to do what they say they're going to do? Okay, I mean, this is talking about revolutionizing finance. That's a big statement. Now, part of the reason for the crazy price increase was a listing on Binance. It went from 10 cents all the way up to a high of, I believe it was 28 cents. Yeah. And since then, it's been kind of correcting and just coming back down and trying to find price level. And honestly, what I've been noticing a lot on crypto Twitter is that a lot of people have been trading in and out of this just for quick profits because it's extremely volatile. It's going up 10%, falling 10% like every single day, every other day lately. So if you're a day trader and interested in trading this, it might make sense to try and do that now. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you're someone looking to just buy and hodl, you might want to wait to let everything shake out and see where this thing ends up. But again, if you're buying and holding long term, if this company reaches its goal of revolutionizing finance and becoming the go-to digital securities platform, it's similar to what I said with Phantom. It's going to go up by so much money. You're not going to care if you bought it for 19 or 27 cents, honestly. It's not even going to matter. Let me know what you think of the Dusk Network by commenting below. Do you think it has long-term value, or do you think it's going to fizzle out and this is just going to be a pump and dump that no one talks about in 6 months? Crypto prices have been heavily volatile lately, so just accept it. Understand that that's what you're invested in and that this is a young asset class and that's bound to happen, and just enjoy the ride. Don't try and control everything. Also, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time.